We're back again, jumping into the Uncharted Territories and talking about where can you find the best loot in this new event location. Let's get into it here today. Done a little bit on scouting. We're having some fun here. We're trying to work towards, and I'm closing in on all of the rewards. So we'll be doing a video, hopefully probably Friday's video will be that. We're going to showcase everything. I think I'll have the reward track complete by that point. But let's talk about today what you can grab. There's a handful of things. So obviously there's a whole bunch of event items. If you've jumped in or you've seen anything about this or you've perused the location at all, you know 3 different types of locations. You can grab these crates. These each spawn every single time you come to this location in their respective spots. There are basically kind of like 3 main locations, 3 little kind of side locations, each kind of set up for each of these respective event items, the tools, your med supplies, and your food. More importantly, though, is this a location, and I've seen some discussion about this, where you can pick up some good loot. It is, in my opinion, so far, a little hit or miss. But I will say this chart right here is somewhat deceiving. This does not include everything that you can pick up at this location. So today I'm going to jump in. I'm going to be trying to grab a handful of airdrops. Now I have a few mission items, event items that I need to grab. I need to grab my crates for the day as well. So we'll be doing at least 3 runs. I'm going to try to do a handful more. So I'm going to queue in a couple of different airdrops. The best, if you don't want to watch any more of this video, the best thing that you can do at this location is get to the airdrop, get it called in, and open it up. And I will tell you, over just the handful of last couple of days, I have found a blue police Blackport PD card. I have found 2, I think, extremely rare blueprints. I want to say I also found a car battery. I found some iodine actually in the little, I think it's the EMS station. So there is some pretty decent loot. I found a few guns as well. Winchester, full Winchester today at the very first military checkpoint. And I think I found a pistol as well. So we're going to pop around, but I'm going to hit a couple of airdrops today and we're going to see how those end up being and hopefully spike a few of the good things that we can get. Let's get to the first one. Okay, so for those who may not be super aware, let's just talk about how we go ahead and trigger this. You're going to head to this radio station, which you can essentially get to a couple of different ways. The shortest and fastest way is to actually go and head over to the abandoned gas station, and from there you can kind of cut across cross country, if you will, and then get to this pretty quickly. If you also get to the med station, you can head along the road kind of to the north, and then there will be a dirt road. If you follow that dirt road, you will end up eventually making it to this location. That is probably the slower of the 2 options, but that is what you can do. Now, come well equipped for this, because you're going to basically queue this up. This is going to open, set this alarm off, and then you're going to get some floater bloaters and a couple of frenzy giants. So this is not without its specific set of dangers. Now, it is important to note that the frenzy giants don't actually do as much damage as they do in other locations, so I will showcase that. Now, we do have some good armor on, so we can kind of tank this, but if you come well prepared with armor, you can actually complete this. Once you clear the zombies out, you can run over here. And I have not tried, but realistically, I could see also maybe luring them away and then running back here. The only problem with that ends up being is this is a pretty long queue. So it's going to say, hey, the airdrop's coming in. We've got coordinates. And then it's over at the abandoned gas station. Perfect, because I wanted to show exactly how to get there from here. I actually had to use an emergency repair kit on the bike because I forgot to repair it. And I've been running this location quite a bit, actually. Wanted to enjoy it while the event is going on, and also, of course, push for some rewards. So if you see this little car, you just shoot this little gap here, and it is super, super close. This is, again, by far and away the fastest and quickest way to get here. So it's going to end up happening is you can go ahead and obviously clear this location, but each time the airdrop is going to come in, you're going to see this group of zombies. You can see it up here on the map, and it's essentially going to be kind of like 3 groups of 3 or so. that you're going to have to take down. It's going to be some spitters. This floater bloater is not part of that. They're all basically going to be kind of congregated around. You're going to get probably, like I said, some fast biters, maybe a couple of spitters. You'll get one frenzy giant. And I want to say we got 2 of the floater bloaters as part of it as well. So come well prepared to take these down. But if you can, and you can quickly clear this out, you're going to notice that this airdrop, again, is going to not only be full of a bunch of event items, it is, from what I have found, the best place, without a doubt, on the entire map to get some good additional items. So let's see what we get here in the first one. Okay, probably one of the weaker. I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of the weaker that we've seen. But some, honestly, you know, SWAT trousers, some decent, some decent armor here. We got a little bit of gas. You do end up usually, again, getting a pretty good stockpile of the different event items. I have seen basically all of them drop in this crate. So I don't know if that has to do with the location that it comes in at or whatever the case may be. It's kind of weird that we got food there. And it dropped, so I think it is just basically random, but we'll see if we can't put that together. But honestly, if it's me and I'm doing this event, the main locations like this gas station are really good for a bunch of parts. For those that maybe not super familiar, you can also utilize your crowbar. Your crowbar rooms end up usually being probably the best of the loot in terms of event items that you're going to find. Plus, it can queue up some additional stuff, which isn't too bad. This location's pretty hefty with enemies, but the total event items that you can get from here are pretty good, so probably worthwhile to clear these. But I think if I'm, and how I've been basically doing my runs is I've just been heading to the main locations. That EMS station with the alarm, triggering that, clearing this out, coming to this location, clearing this out as well to grab the tools. And then there is kind of a main, I'll say like food base with the raiders that has a bigger group of them. So this is also probably one of the better rooms here. And I will crack this open very quickly to show you. I got a crowbar in the old bike. And then we'll move on from there because, again, I want to just hit a bunch of the airdrops. But that's basically how I've been doing this. It's been saving me, I think, a little bit of gas. There's a few other little tips and tricks I'll talk about that I've used to some advantage, which we will get to here in just a second. Let me get all of these down. I'll just grab this extra crowbar. I've been kind of using the fuel to fill up. We could also use the key here and grab some fuel, which I think I will probably do, actually. We'll bust this down here. Oh, no, I'm out. That's okay. I'm all right to not get that. But this is definitely the one that we want is in here. And this is also where the crate is. So make sure you come well equipped with crowbars. But this room typically ends up being the best for me. And yeah, like you can see, you get an engine, a little bit of gun oil, which is pretty cool if you need plastic. That's not the greatest of all things, but certainly not bad either. So we will go ahead and we're going to grab up a few other things. I'm going to pop out of here, go drop my crate off. I'll be back. And yeah, we're going to jump into and see how a few more airdrops will look. All right, airdrop number 2. Let's see if this one's a little bit better. I failed to mention, but in the last one, we hit the little FEMA outpost or whatever EMS station it is, and we ended up picking up an iodine. I hit the little food area, the campground trailer park, I think it's called, something like that, and ended up picking a little copper up. This one, a little bit better. So I have seen at this point now at least 2 of the police cards. So I can confirm I got a blue one earlier today. I've now got a sergeant card here. We did pick up food again, but this one a little bit better. We got a Raiders helmet, not bad. A little bit of charcoal, okay, whatever. But engine, some springs, and some copper, not too bad with a little bit more fuel. So again, these seem to be amongst the best things that we're going to be able to grab. So we will go from here. I'm going to grab a few more things. I've got my crate already, so I'm going to run that back to the old gas station, drop that off, and we'll be back with another airdrop here in a sec. Third airdrop, third time at an abandoned gas station. We're getting lucky with this, which is okay. I mean, this is what you would prefer. Let's see what we can get here. This also worked out nice because this was the last crate I need, at least to finish off for today. Look at that. B complex and a weapon mod blueprint. I'm telling you, the stuff in these airdrops is pretty decent, and it does look randomized as far as what supplies that you're going to get. I think we've gotten 5 every time. I'll have to go back, but I think that seems to be pretty accurate, which is also not bad. So it should save you some time here. So genuinely, again, we'll do maybe 2 more because I want to grab a couple of crates just to have at the home location. But that's pretty good. That's like, again, you're getting some springs and some copper and some charcoal, whatever. A little bit of gas, like 1 can of gas kind of stinks just a little bit. I wish you got like 5 or something. Kind of replenish the stockpile. Gas ends up being just even more of a hugely needed resource. Like at this point, if you've got your boat, you're doing your northern region, plus you're doing this event and all the other stuff, like we need lots of gas, which isn't bad. But yeah, weapon mod blueprint, and crazy to see a B complex. Like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think that this could drop. I have not seen one of these in the wild in a very long time. That is pretty sick. So yeah, there's our 3rd drop down. And apparently I just accidentally reset the game. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll be back with the 4th airdrop here very shortly. All right, airdrop number 4. Here's the interesting thing. As I was going through, and again, I'm just grabbing some event items. I'm hitting those main locations. 2 back-to-back main locations, I found weapon mod blueprints behind doors requiring crowbars. That seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. So again, there's some pretty decent stuff in this location, right? Just random weapon mod blueprints dropping is pretty cool. Let's see if we can get something pretty spicy in this airdrop. Another weapon mod blueprint. And a diary. Okay, not bad. Not bad, you know. Do you need it? If you're not level 209, you do. These are certainly helpful. I don't know, this is just the survivor's notes, but another weapon mod blueprint is pretty sweet. Again, a little bit of fuel. We got some meds in this one this go around, and some tools this time. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, we're gonna get all this stuff dropped off, and yeah, we'll be back with another one. All right, one more shot at glory here. 5th airdrop. I just really lucky today with abandoned gas station. So happy that they're close. Look at that. Another weapon mod blueprint and 2 granadas. Listen. Not bad. Not bad. So I'm gonna wrap this up here by talking about and just giving some quick thoughts. This is definitely a resource trade event, and quite a bit of resources. Weapons, armor, meds, as always. Lots of gas. Probably some parts to repair your chopper if you're coming here every day. Lots of folks in comments for previous videos are talking about upgrading their chopper. I think that is absolutely huge and going to be vital. There's lots of good stuff that you can get. Mostly, I think folks are trying to drive towards getting that additional storage. I've been lucky on both this account, our main account, and free to play to actually power up in 1 or 2 level ups and get an additional storage slot. So if you raid a lot, especially, but even just for normal farming, getting those additional slots is going to be pretty huge. Again, the event in terms of the reward track is a little underwhelming. It's not a little, it's underwhelming. If you like the cosmetics, there's some cool stuff there. There's a drone blueprint, which I always do think is pretty sweet. But should you come in and should you hit these airdrops, I'm going to say maybe. I'm going to say maybe. And here's why I say that. If you are late game and you don't need some of the supplies here, if you don't need some of the weapon mod blueprints, you could probably skip these. Now, if you're coming in to grab the event items and going to work that up, by all means, every time, you should honestly just basically be sprinting the airdrop, I think, is the most efficient way to grab what you need. Again, clear out a couple locations, get the radio tower, go over where you need. You can then loot that location, whether that be the gas station or at the little EMS station. Both have great loot and event items that you'll need. Then you'll just have to pick up some food basically along the way. Hit the 3 main spots and get out of there, I think is really efficient. If you're not grinding the event, but you're at a decent spot, but you're looking for weapon mod blueprints and trying to increase those chance, I mean, what did we pick up? Over these 5 airdrops, what did I grab? Plus a couple ones from the location. maybe like 5 of them. I got an extremely rare BP from one of these airdrops earlier. I got a blue captain's card as well, which is some additional BPs. That seems pretty good. That seems genuinely pretty good. So if you are on the hunt, if you're in those mid-tier levels, and maybe you've got a decent stockpile of weapons, your chopper's upgraded a little bit, and you're not hurting for weapons or armor or meds, and you can spend a little bit of time, come run and hit these. Then obviously on top of that, be grabbing the crates, maybe do a little bit from the event because you're there already. This does soak up a whole lot of energy as well. So 1 or 2 other tips that I want to share just really quickly. And I'm going to jump on the chopper here because I want to get driving here. I need to get back over to the food area because I want to grab that crate. But one of the things that you can do is once you've got what you want, throw your items into the chopper, throw your crate on the back of the chopper. Once you have the items that you're looking for to grab from this location, then just force close the game. If you go ahead and force close the game at that point, what it's going to do, and I think I'm going the wrong way actually, so don't want to do that. You can get a little turned around, at least I do get turned around from time to time. Force close the game, open it back up, and essentially what you'll do is you'll spawn back at the world map, and then from there you can run to wherever you need. So if you've grabbed your crate, maybe you're dropping those off, then quickly bounce back over to the gas station or do your walk over to the gas station, and then you can drop your stuff off from there, and then obviously you can make your trip back. One of the other things that I was going to show, but I'll just talk through, is if you have the drone and you pretty consistently clean out the transport hub, you can use that location as well as kind of like a storage spot. Don't mind my poor driving here. Now, that would be, you have to have done the transport hub, but one of the things that I've done when I was maybe a little bit lower on time, or to help honestly save a little bit of resources, was to go and basically just use that once I've cleared it as like my drop point. End up dropping everything. I'll run back over there. You can't do like an immense amount of storage, but you get enough storage that's probably worthwhile. And then you can just basically save yourself a whole bunch of energy running back and forth by basically just jumping over to T-Hub, dropping off, you know, what you've collected. You can't unload the crates, unfortunately. If you could, that strat would be absolutely like bonkers good. You can't do the crates, unfortunately, but you can do a bunch of the event items, put them into those storages, and then from there, again, run back and forth, maybe fill that location up, and then you have kind of a, you know, a stockpile. The only downside of doing that and using the transport hub, of course, is the fact that, well, you have to make sure that it's not going to reset before you can go and either get those items or drop the stuff off that you need. So another little energy saving kind of pseudo tip there for you. Use at your discretion, of course, but hopefully this was a good look. Like I said, the airdrops here are pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy for the most part with what we've been able to pick up. So that part is pretty neat. If you're, again, in the need for some weapon mod blueprints, not a bad place to go ahead and try to grab some. So hopefully you enjoyed the event. I'm going to go and do a few more things, some Bunker Bravo in the future here. I think we'll maybe jump over. I'm not sure what next video will be. We'll come up with something good. I've been working some free-to-play as well and getting some stuff done. Not grinding that as hard on for this event, just because, again, I don't think the supplies necessarily are super worthwhile, but hopefully by the end of the week, we'll show you everything. We also do have some of the new items that should do a deep dive on, so maybe we'll do that video tomorrow. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know comments below. If you've gotten anything really good from the airdrops, be sure to drop those in the comments. In addition to that, hit that subscribe button for us. We really do appreciate the support. We're still on the road to 10K and steadily moving towards that. You want to come over, join the Discord. Got some really cool stuff going on over there. Our resources channel is continuing to get built up. Plus, lots of people that can help to answer some questions if you got any about this event or Last Day on Earth at all. Links in the description. Swing on over, watch another video. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.